Thank you. A live look at the U.S. Capitol tonight as we are now just 1 week away from America potentially running out of money to pay its bills. Negotiators worked until the morning, and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says they will work until a deal is done. Until then, lawmakers will head home for the Memorial Day weekend. Alice Barr is at the White House with details.
With pressure mounting 1 week before the U.S. could default on its loans, President Biden insisting negotiations are ongoing while acknowledging the hurdles that remain.
Speaker McCarthy and I have a very different view of who should bear the burden of additional efforts to get our fiscal house in order.
That after fireworks on the floor as House Democrats pile blame on Republicans, accusing them of forcing the nation to the edge of default.
You've made a political calculation that you will be successful in 2024 if you crash the economy.
House Republicans already passed a bill to raise the debt ceiling, but it comes with steep spending cuts. They're standing firm that the Biden administration must agree to spend less this year than last.
We want to make sure we have an agreement that's worthy of the American public.
But without a deal in hand, Americans could start suffering real consequences. The top credit rating agency, Fitch Ratings, now warning it could downgrade the U.S. credit rating if a deal can't be reached by the Treasury Department's June 1st deadline. Financial markets jittery as investors watch for fallout.
All of these independent auditors, if you will, are worried that the United States, because of this brinksmanship, is not going to hold on to its reputation to pay its bills on time and in full.
A credit downgrade would quickly trickle down to everyday Americans, bringing even higher interest rates for bonds, mortgages, car loans, and credit cards.
Negotiations will continue, but House members are headed home for Memorial Day weekend, told they'll be given a 24-hour notice if they have to come back to Washington. Underscoring the urgency here, fellow Democrats are now pressing President Biden to give a primetime address to explain to the nation what he's doing to try to solve this crisis. On your side in Washington, Alice Barr, NBC12.
Thank you, Alice. And today we pressed Virginia lawmakers for answers with that debt limit deadline fast approaching.
With some strong reforms and some reasonable cuts in our spending that'll take a major historic step towards putting us on a path to fiscal stability, we did agree to raise the debt ceiling.
Everyone will feel the pain if we default, but the ransom note that the Republicans want us to pay, the cuts that they would have to programs are equally devastating and would be equally devastating to working Virginians.
Representative Jennifer McClellan added that if the government doesn't have money to pay its bills, that will impact Social Security, Medicaid, veterans, and much more. Representative Bob Good says there will not be a default, and he calls it a scare tactic.
The man who founded the extremist group